push their team to victory. It's Deshaun Watson's Texans going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Houston Texans. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bell. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to face a third down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface, but I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be second and goal. And they'll give Miller another crack. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Texans have taken the early lead. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league for that quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. And the big tight end shifting around. And some room to maneuver. Bell sheds him off. Le'Veon Bell, kiss him goodbye. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Now this time he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And he finds McDonald. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald, 48 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Charles, let's step into a conversation about Houston in 2017 as their offense comes back onto the field here. But just 1-9 in their last 10 games, finished 4-12. You and I know, though, injuries really ravage this team.
Absolutely destroyed this team. And look, we focus on Deshaun Watson, the quarterback, and rightly so. He was probably going to be the rookie of the year. But when it started for injuries, it was defense. J.J. Watt, perennial all-pro, both up the injuries they had through the year. It's almost amazing that they made it through the entire season, able to play the schedule. So that's what you're looking at with the Texans, who have been a defense-first team. If they can get everyone back healthy, playing to their level, and get Deshaun Watson back sparking the offense, optimism will be high in 2018.
Being chased out. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
He go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Escaping the pressure right. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. He'll try and throw for it here. Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play. But when it doesn't work, oh, boy, you wish you hadn't.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Watson on first down. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have taken the lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack it here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Brandon Dunn breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Down at about the 42. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. This one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They're going on fourth down. It's Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. He completes it to Bryant. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Martavis Bryant, 46 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Flushed out right. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's caught inside the 35. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Now a first down throw, Watson. He's letting this one go for... He rifles one that's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Jones. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bell. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first. Bell is so good at that. He just catches so many passes near the line of scrimmage. In fact, the unique stat line for him last year, he had more yards after the catch than total receiving yards from the line of scrimmage on the season.
That doesn't even sound real, but when you analyze his game, you understand why a stat like that can occur. His ability to catch the ball, be elusive, and also strong enough to break tackles, that allows him to gain all that extra yardage.
Room here to run. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Well on now to kick this one away. A very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he's going to be run over, hit hard, as he'll be marked down near the 42.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The final shot before the break, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at its second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Bud Dupree, the outside linebacker, drops him for a loss of 6. Third and long, it's Watson. Forced out to his left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Stephon Tuitt, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Shane Leckler now, and surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Now Brown. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone...
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. His throw caught at about the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Another pistol look here. They'll try and run for it with Miller. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Braxton Miller, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be knocked down sideways. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Halfback sent in motion. I don't
think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. And the Steelers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bryant. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Steelers are going to have a first down. Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. And no, it's incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. On 1st down, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A really nice gain of 25 yards. What a throw right there for the 1st down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket, completing that.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Tie game, 4th quarter. You're already in the red zone, well in field goal range. You can't throw a pick there.
And you know I want to give all the credit to the defenders, right? I mean, they made a play on the ball. But bottom line, you set up the situation perfectly. You've already got the field goal in the bag. You've got to make sure you take care of the football in that situation.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Partner, you know I'm always going to listen to you first, okay? But when I hear the PA guy say, tackle in the backfield by Clowney, my first thought is to go back to his days at South Carolina and that one particular hit in the bowl game against Michigan.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This one maybe not as big as that, but my mind goes there as well.
Yeah, boy, he's a talented individual because you can use him in so many different ways. Obviously, a defensive end, he can play stand-up outside linebacker and a nickel and sub situations. Rush him inside against offensive guards is usually too quick for him.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front. But then you...
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And the back goes into motion. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On fourth down, Jones. Throw left side complete. That's James. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Steps away to his left. He finds an opening past the 40. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call flatliner. Level in everything he does.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cameron Hayward in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Here's Watson now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Javon Hargrave in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And some Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Out a big hit to the shoulder pads, took him right off his feet, right around the 26. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Third and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Losing 6 yards there to bring up fourth. Brown now, throwing on fourth down. Flush to his right. They find some open field here. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little a little extra on top.
It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. Charles, it's one thing